Question for Ira?
So, what did you think about just how the UCLA game played out when you look back on it?
And it was a different game. You know, they're a team. They're very physical. You know, they play hard, but they also played at a really slow tempo. And you know, coming off of like USC was more up and down, and then you get to UCLA, like you know, okay, if you get a bucket, then they're gonna take about 90% of the shot clock to get their bucket. So you know, it was just a different feeling. You know, something we got used to, especially with the young group that we have. But you know, we watched the film and you know, we practiced hard yesterday. We're gonna work through it.
You guys think maybe you were a little bit worn down there down the stretch?
I wouldn't say worn down. Like I'll just go back to like it was just a weird feeling game. You know, slow tempo. You know, we're used to getting down in transition, but you know, part of the reason was they were physical. They were getting rebounds, and we weren't getting as many stops as we usually do.
So when teams are playing at a slow pace, how hard is it to stay patient?
I mean, honestly, that was like our first time this year playing a team like that. So, you know, we're still figuring that out right now as we speak. But you know, I mean, I think Cal plays the same exact way. So, you know, we definitely been emphasizing that in practice, and you know, like I said, we'll figure it out.
How do you emphasize that in practice, or what kind of emphasis?
I really don't know how to. Like, you just got, I guess, you know, coach keeps bringing it up, you know, just be more patient. But also, he goes back to the main things, rebounding, getting stops. If we do those two things, then people can't control our tempo. So, you know, we stick to those two principles this week, and I think we'll be fine.
It seems like you obviously are comfortable with the physical game, play well in that, but as a team, yeah, like you mentioned, UCLA, Baylor, a couple other games. I mean, is it a concern for you that, like you said, a new group, you're still kind of trying to get it, that physical edge maybe is a little bit maybe lacking against some of these kind of teams?
Yeah, definitely. You know, everybody sees it, but you know, people forget we have a young group, and you know, Zeke's taken on that role of being a physical guy. You know, I've always taken on that role. Stone's actually Stone's really physical. You know, people don't you know, really say that about him, but Stone's really physical. You know, getting Chase back, he's coming off his back, but you know, getting him back will be a huge addition. Christian's starting to figure it out. You know, he's a freshman, but he's starting to figure it out. But so you know, we're still learning, but we're at a point in the season where it has to click now. You know.
The coach was talking about defending the three-point shot, and how would you describe the role of the big when you're defending that high screen? And kind of, he was talking about, you know, trying to make sure that it's not a crisp pass into the corner. How would you kind of describe your role in that part of the defense?
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into three-point shooting. You know, ball pressure for one. You know, say if a guy throws it across the court, like you got to ask the person that was on the ball, hey, were you given enough pressure that he doesn't throw a clear line drive pass to the three-point shooter? And then a lot of it's positioning, and a lot of it is just also being aware. You know, so you know, coach has been emphasizing that all week, and both teams are about to play a really good three-point shooting team. So you know, we'll pay attention to that.
I know it's different circumstances, but you guys have had some success in the Bay Area, you know, sweeping, you know, your first 2 years, I think even the year before you got here. You know, any common threads or comfort level and, you know, fan support, anything up there?
One, it's nice to go back to California. And two, you know, yeah, we've had a lot of success there over the past few years, but we're also aware that both teams are really good this year. Berkeley is really good right now, especially I think at home they're like 4-1 in conference play. Stanford is Stanford, you know, they're playing for the same prize as us. And I think they lost a key player, Oscar Da Silva from the Colorado game, but overall they're still a very good group. So we know we got a tough 2 road games ahead of us, but I think we'll get the job done.
Did you see the Silva injury? I mean, the guys kind of...
I didn't, you know, I don't want to see it. I heard about it, you know, both guys that went down, Evan and Oscar, they're actually really close friends of mine, but so I didn't see the video, but, you know, I sent him a text, and I hope he's okay, and hope speedy recovery.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that kind of play, they're both falling together out of bounds, and you probably do that 10 times a game. You know?
Yeah.
Kind of weird to think about. You just never know.
Yeah, I try not to do that, but sometimes it happens. Yeah, I mean, basketball is a physical game, and you know, playing on hardwood, it doesn't give. You know, so you know, sometimes stuff happens, and when it happens, you just, hey, you got to roll with it.
What do you think? I was just curious your thoughts being around as this season's gone on, kind of how leadership has developed with this group, and because you have guys like yourself been around, and then obviously the freshmen are playing big roles too. And how does that play out as far as who's?
I mean, this year it's different because one, like we have Max and Stone. You know, those are fifth-year guys, and you know, this is basically their first year here. Like you said, we got three freshmen, me, Chase, Dylan. So it's kind of hard to really give the full title of who's the leader and who's not. So, you know, I think we're all, like me, especially me, Dylan, and Chase, we try to pitch in our advice to the freshmen as much as we can. And sometimes it's also just how whoever is playing well, you know.
Do you see like Nico being the point guard? I mean, is he changed in that area? I mean, he's always had some confidence about him.
Yeah, Nico's definitely a leader of this team, man. You know, before every game, I tell him, hey, run the show, because he's our PG. You know, but I think with all the hype that's came around him, people forget that he's still a freshman. He's still a kid. He played high school ball last year. You know, he's winning a state championship around this time last year. So, you know, people forget that. But I think he's done a great job. You know, he's had a couple off games, but that's to be expected. But if you just block all that out, he's done a lot of great things this season.
How would you describe Dylan's mentality right now with the struggles he's going through shooting the basketball?
I've been with Dylan for 3 years now. He's a guy. He just blocks out all the noise and he gets back to work. You know, lately he's been in the gym just shooting. You know, he's always going to play hard. You know, he's always going to give his all on defense. So you know, he's just sticking with it. And you know, as Coach always says, honoring the process right now.
All right, thanks.